After a few days finally, the full spoiler appeared. Without further ado, go straight to the core of the chapter. Cover page begins by showing the oven and Brulee in motion to catch the intruder. It turns out that the intruders on the previous cover page were Ichiji and Reiju. Coming here, it was very clear that they wanted to save his brother. Will the rescue mission be successful? We'll just wait on the next cover page. Continuing from the first panel of this chapter, Momo can be seen insisting on telling Luffy that he can't move Onigashima, considering he still doesn't know his powers. Back to the Kozuki clan. Momonosuke regained his confidence and tried to push the island again, hoping this time it would work. The panel switches to Kaido's direction again. Kaido tells that in the past it was the person who made Oden die like that, and as a result of the incident Oden was considered a hero. Even so, in the eyes of others, some said that Oden was an idiot. After telling about the past, Kaido engulfs his body in fire and turns into a giant fire dragon. This technique is called Kin Daiko, Big Bonefire Dragon Bonefire. From here it is seen that Kaido still has one more deadly move because it is seen with his dragon body that he will launch a deadly attack. Still, in the previous conversation, Kaido kept saying that after the hero's death, Wano had become a criminal land. And he guessed that Luffy is the new hero that the people of the country have been waiting for 20 years. Yo, I don't know what that means for sure. Those words are under fate from Oden's journal. Shortly after the conversation, Luffy released Kaido from his grip because he was not strong enough to withstand the fire from Kaido's body. This meant that his burning body was indeed real, which the dragon shouldn't have had such an ability. Then Kaido tells him that he was right to let him go, as he won't run away. He then added that if he attacked him with his right arm, the flame would melt him. As he said this, we see how one of Onigashima's horns melts like butter when it touches Kaido's body. From here it's clear how hot the fire of the Kaido is. Knowing this, Luffy did not remain silent and said that he would not give up and prepared to attack Kaido. Likewise, Kaido also prepared his attack. When before attacking Kaido, Luffy remembered Hayu's words that Ryuu's Haki is not an ordinary technique, but this technique is very strong to penetrate even steel. Then Luffy uses a new attack called Gomu Gomu no Bajrang Gun. At the same time, Kaido uses a new attack called Shoryu, Keen Haki, Rising Dragon, 8 trigrams flare. Now as a result of these two attacks, the area around is full of Haki and rocks that are starting to crumble. Interestingly, this Haki clash is the same as when Roger fought Whitebeard, which proves that Luffy's Haki is one step higher. Sinpun cutscene inside the palace, we see Usopp apologizing to Kinemon and Kiku for the delay. Dan asks if they are still breathing, even though at that time they were both still unconscious. On the other hand, the samurai who saw the fight was excited. The samurai shouted to the roof and asked Luffy to defeat Kaido as soon as possible. Both Kawamatsu's sides said that this wouldn't end if they didn't finish Kaido. Flashback begins, where we are shown events that took place 20 years ago after Oden's death. After Red Scabbards left the execution zone. At that time Orochi said that samurai can only go to one place, that is Kuri, to protect Momonosuke. Well, about that news, Kaido then found out that Oden had a son, so he decided to chase after him and try to kill him. But the citizens tried to stop Kaido, although, in the end, they knew that it was impossible. But he attacks them unceremoniously. None other than the samurai who attacked them were the samurai who were in a cave with Yamato. With this, Orochi ordered anyone who challenged the shogun to be shot. Apart from that, we saw that Oden's palace had burned down. Orochi asks what happened to Toki. His subordinates tell him that they have confirmed his death in Bakura Ward, as well as that he was the only person who escaped from Oden Castle. By hearing that fact, Orochi felt happy, because with this news he had completed the mission to end the Kozuki family. In that incident, Orochi asked the daimyo to choose if they are willing to help make Wano a better place, then he will release him. On the other hand, if they fight them, then they will be arrested, or at least imprisoned. So because of that, 3 samurai who were with Yamato were arrested and imprisoned. The samurai say out loud that the Kozuki clan is their only shogun and they will avenge Oden no matter what, even if their lives are at stake. Being very angry, Orochi taunts them and says that they are very weak, then how can they call themselves samurai? One of the samurai replies that Orochi has someone like Kaido by his side. If he doesn't, then no one will be afraid of clowns like him. The other samurai also told him to keep his voice low, or else Kaido's soldiers would chase after them again. Next panel we are shown how Kaido's troops enslave men who can work. They want to turn the country into a weapons factory as he wants. Like in the atmosphere of Wano 20 years in the future or the present. Even though all samurai are enslaved like that, many samurai still believe in Toki's words that in the next 20 years someone will succeed in opening this island. Of course, Orochi and Kaido, who didn't know what they meant, just laughed. Then as punishment for this, he said that Abisu City should be an example for everyone. Those people will live forever with radiant smiles on their faces because that's what trash like them deserves. This is the origin of why the residents of Abisu City are what they are today. Back in the present, Orochi, who is fed up with Hiyori's face, immediately confirms that he will die with her right now. He also told him that he must not underestimate Kurizumi's grudge. Now suddenly from behind with such fast and neat steps, Denjiro easily slashed Orochi's head like a thread. With this last slash, we can also know that this is the end of Kurizumi Orochi. With this, half of his 20-year revenge has been lost. Then there is only one problem left, namely the death of Kaido. Fly through the air. Some of them are I hope Orochi will disappear, or I want to escape from this hell. The end of the panel shows Luffy and Kaido back in a Haki clash that is so powerful. Hitting with brutal clashes, Conqueror Haki without actually touching each other. What happens next, one thing is for sure. We'll just have to wait for the next chapter.